Hey, what's up, guys? Just wanted to get on here to talk about shape, form. Essentially, the entire universe is in constant ebb and flow. It is in constant change. Change is actually the single thing that is constant in this universe. Nothing ever sits still. One of the laws of the Hermetics is that the law of vibration, which is that the world is in constant motion, moving up and down, up and down. Even this curtain right here onto the side, although it looks still, the perspective is that it looks still because the way it's set up is actually just a perspective. The truth is that it's moving, and shape, form, the universe, because it's in constant ebb and flow, it's in constant change, it's in constant change of its shape, of its form. It will change shape, form, it will change the way it looks. Even when it looks the same, something inside of it has taken shape, has taken form. And now connecting this to our experience as human beings in the 3D right now, this is also something that is happening within us as well. What this means for us is that we are always in motion. We are always changing the way we are to the world, whether we are aware of that or not, whether this is something that we are consciously practicing or whether this is something that we are not aware and it's in subconscious at the point. But even if that is the case, the truth remains. Shape, form, things take shape, things take form. The way this relates to us as a human being having an emotional, physical, and mental experience, spiritual experience, essentially, is that we are that universe that is able to vibrate. We are vibrating right now. You are vibrating as you are listening to this video. I am vibrating as I am making this video. And what this video is to point to is to point to the possibility, the ability that we can and we are in relationship to the universe as a co-creator to become our greatest version that has ever existed. So basically, what the challenge is I challenge you to see if you are receiving a shape and a form of you by the outside world via your perspective, via your setup. I challenge you to see and say, wait a second, is that me? And if that's me, then is that the best version of me? And that way, if it's not the best version, to then say, well, then what is the best version? What is the version of myself where I am consistently in evolution and consistently shaping and building myself to be one of the best versions of myself? See, because the perspective that we've been given to us by society of who we are based on these SAT scores and based on degrees and based on material possessions and based on credentials and history and name and this and that is that actually none of that matters when you take all of that away and you go straight to the vibration of what you are unconsciously or consciously taking responsibility for. A way that I am conscious of shape and form in my human body is the shape and form of my human body, the shape and form of my physical. we can be spiritual all we want and see it from the outside because of our perspective of what the soul is. But when we are able to say, wait a second, yes, spirituality and all that, but spirituality is actually right here. This is the body in which I am having the spiritual experience. So how is the shape and form of my body relative to this spiritual energy, relative to the prana? This is where we begin to have a relationship with the creator and the co-creator as a co-creator, as a creator, because we are just a creator co-creating with another creator that we perceive to be either big or small. And the human body, when it's in a shape and a form that is serving you, now we can begin to see how this setup actually starts to serve us in our perspective, in our day-to-day lives, in our vibration, in what we attract into our lives, because we're taking responsibility, because we are responding to the ability that we can change the shape and form of our internal condition. Because it's not just the outside, it's not just what we perceive on the outside. Oh yeah, everything looks like a spirituality and everything. Like this tree out there is very spiritual. And that's my perception of this tree. But an olive right now is a very spiritual being right now. But that is just my perception. The reason why they've taken shape and form is because of the internal faculties inside of the tree, inside of Ali, inside of myself. The subconscious is at play here. The subconscious is still talking to each other, even when we think in our perspective that we are not talking to it. So my internal condition, how are my organs doing? How is my liver? How is my lung? How are my lungs? How is my intestine, my small intestine, my large intestine, my pineal gland, my heart, my ribs, my hands, my nervous system, my brain, my eyes, my flesh, my blood? How are all of these things relative to the subconscious? And how can I change the shape and the form of that via vibration, via movement? And so that's what I wanted to come out here to spill the beans on, to basically challenge myself, basically. I'm challenging myself, first and foremost, to take shape, take form, create a frame that serves you by taking responsibility over your internal condition. Take shape, take form. Much love.